The clan is a, how shall I put it? She said Vera just... Poker neck landed next to me. I'm gonna do some side quest, friends. I know that may not be the most exciting thing, but I really want to get our level up as much as possible. My dancer's already 71. Petrick is eyeing your empty hand. Oh, you're the Crystal Exarch's guest, aren't you? Quick, take this. Aha, got you. Now, I just need you to do this brief survey for me. It'll only take a few moments of your time. Speak to the people on that list and then return here and tell me your thoughts on the current state of the Crystarium. Your cooperation is appreciated. Golly, there's people everywhere. City is massive. There's somebody over there. Good day, madam. What brings you here? Last survey, is it? I shall gladly tell you of our facility. Here in Ballistics, we store and maintain the weaponry used in defense of the Crystarium. Before you, you see our pride and joy, the crystal cannons. These truly inspiring pieces of artillery unleash blasts of pure aether drawn from the crystal itself. The destructive power they boast will even obliterate most Sin Eaters, if you can believe it. It is slightly unfortunate they're so difficult to aim, I'll admit, but that's nothing that the addition of a few more cannons can't solve. Just try to dodge a dozen blasts, different blasts coming in your general direction, you creepy bastards. Ha ha ha. That's the idea anyway. I suppose I should let you get on with touring the other facilities. But if you have any more questions, you know where to find me. Alright, Bill Fort, what do you got for me? You there, you look as if you could use something to occupy yourself with. I received this flyer soliciting help at Spagrex, but I'm far too busy with my own duties to contribute. It seemed a shame to not at least pass it on, though. They do good work there, vital work. If you're interested in offering your assistance, you'll find Spagrex just southwest of here. Fei Han should be more than willing to explain the specific tasks that volunteering would entail. Oops, up we go. Okay. This place is huge. Roped into one of Petrick's surveys, were you? I'll try to keep this brief then, for both our sakes. And anyway, you're likely already aware that Amuro are vital in the distribution and transport of goods, fleet and hardy as they are. They can't transport as much in one go as a chocobo-drawn carriage, of course, but the time saved by their ability to fly more than makes up for that. There's no faster way to get something to the settlements and fortifications in Lakeland than by Amaro, that's for certain. You stand now in the preliminary area for loading goods for transport. As you can see, the launch platform extends behind me. If you want the armorer to carry you, rather than a parcel, that can be arranged here as well. You need only speak to the tamers at the counter. In fact, if you have not already had the opportunity to ride an Amaro, I would wholeheartedly recommend that you do so while here. It is more comfortable than it looks, owing to the softness of their coats. Take that as my parting advice to you. Okay. The astute artisan is openly staring. Pardon me for staring. I couldn't help but notice that you have the posture of one who is trained in martial techniques. Might I beg your assistance with a small matter? A friend of mine has recently joined the guard, you see, and I was hoping to put out my skills to work in crafting her armor more durable than the standard issued fare, but she's already been stationed out in Lakeland. I have her measurements, of course, but I find myself unsure of which parts of the garment will need to be reinforced, and which will need to be hanged loose for mobility's sake. Would you be willing to demonstrate a few common stances for me? Thank you. In that case, could you begin by showing me your usual battle stance? Sure. I may need to add a bit more give around the shoulders. Would you mind throwing a few punches as well, as if you were boxing? It's probably just easier to type this one out, huh? I see. The entire torso also needs to be able to twist, and the knuckle portion of the gloves could likely use a bit more padding. I believe I understand what alterations to make. You've been a great help. Thank you. I must say that what you're wearing seems quite finely made, but if you ever do find yourself in need of new equipment, come and find me. I'll be happy to offer you a reduced rate on my custom work. Alright. Here I am running down all those steps last time. Appear to have any gaping wounds. Are you here for a tincture, perhaps? If so, I'm afraid we'll take some time to prepare. You've come in answer to our plea for help. Oh, thank goodness. We don't have nearly enough manpower to keep up with the demands for poultice and restoratives at present. I constantly feel as if I'm mere moments away from losing my wits from the stress of it. In fact, are you available to start right away? I'm in urgent need of someone who might go to the hortorium for more dawn fatal cuttings and nectar. If you're unsure of what those look like, never fear. Linnae will direct you to the correct plant. Alright. I get that this is a city, but holy cow, it's huge. Okay, I need to go this way. Maybe this way. Don't really know where I'm going. But there's a quest on there, so we'll make it work. Alright, well that made it easy to pick up this quest. Enthibert has need of one with your particular qualifications. Pardon me, might you be the Crystal Exarch's esteemed guest? I'd like to borrow your expertise if you have a moment to spare. Sure. There's a boy, you see, who frequents the cabinet regularly. Like so many of his peers, he has never experienced the world outside of the Crystarium, and so he comes here to catch glimpses of its pages from time-worn books. I am certain that what he truly desires is to learn of the living, breathing world, however, the world as it is today, through the eyes of one who has seen it. Might you share your experience with him? I believe you'll find him just up the stairs. Is this like unlocking the sightseeing log or something? Oh, can I assist you in locating a particular volume? Pitrig sent you to learn of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Very well, I shall endeavor to grant you insight to its perfect... We already talked about this. Like, that was part of the MSQ. The many books that surround you have been collected from every corner of Nordvant. Tomes of philosophy, history, art, but also fairy tales and personal memoirs. Any written work, regardless of its level of sophistication or monetary value, is a significant, if small, portion to our collective knowledge, and that knowledge as a whole is what the cabinet contains. Of course, there are others far more versed in the depth and breadth of the collection than I. Have you spoken with Morin? Excellent. Well, if you're ever interested in pursuing tomes pertaining to a particular subject, either he or I would be more than happy to assist you. For our part, we would welcome the addition of any volumes that you may happen upon during your travels. Okay. Alright, Mr. Curious Child. You're from far away. Then can you please tell me what the world outside is like? Pretty please? Oh, then can you tell me about the animals? There are a lot, right? Father says they're all dangerous, though. Is that true? Most are only dangerous if you make them mad. Really? Oh. What about what it looks like? Does the whole world look like Lakeland? Some of it's more different than you could ever imagine. Oh, I think I understand. Then what about traveling? Mother says it's not worth it. There's nothing to see out there and it's too dangerous. But I want to go on adventures. What do you think? It can be dangerous, but it's always worthwhile. Mother's right. There's no point to it. I see. I'm sure now. I want to see the world. I'm going to study and practice martial arts. And then when I'm strong and clever, I'll go on an adventure. Thank you for letting me ask questions, and please tell Ambrith that I'm going home, and I have a lot of work to do. I wonder if Father will let me practice with his axe. Alright, we'll give you a minute. As an orc. Hi. Let's see. Yes, I saw him dash past, eyes twinkling. I do believe in the magic of the written word. How could I not? But it's not quite the same as meeting someone who has been there, who herself is part of the wider world. I've never ventured far from the Crystarium myself, you see, so I know the wonder and fascination that comes from hearing the fireside tales of travelers. You have my personal gratitude for sharing a bit of that with our young friend today. Is there someone down here? Yep, okay. Oh, a new assistant at Spyrogox, are you? And what can I help you with today? Ah, Dawn Faytails, naturally. Those are the brightly colored, brush-like plants that you see. I recommend you take a cutting from the tallest one. We've been quite successful in encouraging their growth of late, so you needn't worry about taking what you require. As for the nectar, you'll need to ask one of the researchers at the Cauldron for that. It's a bit too difficult for an amateur to extract. Since that seems it's your first time encountering them, it may interest you to hear that the Dawn Faytail is one of the few plants to have survived from the time before the flood. Then, they were kept solely for their beauty, which I agree is quite remarkable. In the time since the flood, however, we have experimented with various cultivars to intensify their healing properties, so they are now used in a variety of medicines. I hope that gives you a bit of appreciation of the sort of work done here, though I apologize for the digression. I'm sure you'll be wanting to get back to the Spagracies as soon as possible. We have a lot of lore through the side quests. Like, yeah, they take a long time to do, but a lot of lore. From Sparkrats, are you? One moment, please. This is a crucial moment for observing the results of this experiment. There appears to be very little difference in how the fertilizer components interact. It is a delicate balance, so perhaps our measurements were off, but we should also consider whether it's the temperature that's causing the problem. Ah, well, Phaeton nectar, was it? Here you are. Have a care that you put it to good use. Non-fatal. Alright. Welcome back. It's weird seeing, like, hairy emulsion. This is Timorous Rookery, where we breed, raise, and train beasts of burden. You might have noticed that the staff is primarily Zune. That is because, as a formerly nomadic tribe, the Zune developed the majority of the techniques for the Amuro husbandry that are still in practice today. And many of us are trained in them from an early age. I personally pride myself not only on knowledge of my trade, but also on the ability to impart it to others. It is much easier to learn something than to teach it, but unless each of us makes the effort to do both, all our ancestors strove for will someday be lost to time. He looks at you, you look at him. If you have come here and gaze at me with such bright and eager eyes, it can only mean one thing. You, madam, are an aspiring breeder. No. No need to be embarrassed. It is perfectly natural to take an interest in the mating habits of livestock. Is it though? But those secrets are not for the uninitiated, I'm afraid. You will need to start with the basics, and that means cleaning the stables. Gosh dang it, I don't want to clean stables. Get out of here. Half-chewed herb. I really like that it's like half-chewed herbs that I'm picking up. So when am I going to be picking up poop? Because undoubtedly, I'm going to be picking up poop. Unsavory slime. Where's my last sparkly? There it is. Sullied straw. Are these chickens? Warrior of Light right here, friends. That's the spirit. Now take this pungent sack. It's for Astral over there. Where am I going? Hello there. Has anyone ever told you that you smell fertilizer? Ah, that explains it then. Thank you. Without such rich fertilizer as this, we'd never be able to grow the quantity of vegetables that we do. So you just told me I smell like poop. I usually provide Sizzle Guanil with produce in return. Would you mind taking it to him? Hopefully the bag isn't too heavy. It's full of root vegetables and the like for the animals. They do eat quite a lot. You're back? And you brought me vegetables. My, you are hopelessly industrious, aren't you? At this point, I should probably confess that I never actually mistook you for an aspiring breeder. I was joking, but to my complete shock, you did what I asked. So then I thought to myself, surely she'll catch on if I try to hand her over a literal sack of shite. But the point is, I got carried away. I apologize. Please take this as payment for your efforts. 752 gil. Yeah. Alright. You take your damn survey. You have returned, so tell me, how do you find the Crystarium thus far? I'm impressed by the various facilities it houses. The people here are remarkably... I'm impressed. We'll go with that. As am I. They're the fruit of my many years of laborious efforts. On the part of the citizenry. Here in the Crystarium, everyone contributes to bettering the city. One of my own roles, by the by, is to conduct research for the Settlement Council. We want our work to reflect community values and address outstanding areas of need, and the opinions of those who are newly come to the cities are always valuable in that respect. On behalf of the Council, I thank you for taking the time to respond, and I assure you that your personal information will be kept strictly confidential. Why, thank you. Balfour seems troubled. Good morrow, madam. I'm terribly sorry to ask this of a patron, but could you perchance find the time to make a delivery for me? Just yesterday, you see, a customer, not a regular, I believe he's visiting from outside the Crystarium, came asking for a particularly strong spirit that we're known to serve. At the time, we had just run out, but I'd offered that our supplier would have more ready today. He told me that he would be fine, but that he would require to be delivered to his lodgings. He then paid quite a handsome sum in advance, before consuming more than half a dozen pints of ale in short order and wandering off. The whole experience was incredibly odd. I do, of course, fully intend to provide him with the alcohol that he paid for, but I also cannot help but be concerned by his behavior. It seems to me that someone ought to check in on him. Alas, between brewing and serving the customers, I can't seem to find the time to slip away. Could I impose upon you to deliver the liquor in my stead, and inquire as to whether the man is quite well? Edith should have the alcohol in question ready at the Musica Universalis. As for our eccentric patron, you'll find him at the Catenaries, assuming he gave me the correct information. Okay, so this dude down here had, like, the blue quest stuff. Humlaut. Nuts to you. The Humlaut thinks you might be the right person for a questionable job. Oh, you're you're her, aren't you? Hodler's been asking for you. You know Hodler, eh? Clan Nutsies, man. If you're keen to hunt the deadliest marks for the biggest bounties, then you might want to seek him out. You'll find him by the board over in the rookery. Though, if I were you, I'd stay clear of that whole nasty business. Bad for one's health, it is. Alright, so I need to go to the rookery. Real quick. Again, wasn't I just there? Could it be the esteemed warrior herself? Well met, miss, well met. You're a very hard woman to track down, by all accounts, but here you are in the flesh. How very blessed am I to make your acquaintance. I am Haldor of Clan Nutsy. Perhaps you've heard of us. We certainly have heard of you. I can tell you that. A fighter, through and through. I'll come right to it. Interested in joining the clan? Apologies. Only a fool would sign up without knowing what we're about. And you're no fool, I can see that. The clan is a, how shall I put it? She said Vera just... Poker neck landed next to me. Sorry. The clan is a, how shall I put it? An association of adventurous souls who make a living hunting certain notable fiends. Marks, as we're wont to call them. Surely you're familiar with the concept? Norvant is home to a myriad of living creatures, many of which pose a threat to her good people. Thus did the Exarch, at least I think it was him, in his boundless wisdom, call upon the Settlement Council to develop a framework that would encourage motivated hunters to dispatch these menaces. To wit, you brave souls who slay marks shall receive due compensation. Not at all a bad arrangement, eh? If you have mind to reap the benefits, speak with Zelia. How many more people do I have to talk to? Zelia over there. She'll record your name in the ledger and see you are registered as a clan member. May I help you, miss? At the urging of Haldor, was it? I see. You are plainly more than capable of acquitting yourself well enough in battle, and so I have no grounds to refuse you. I hereby accept your application to join Clan Nutsy. Check the board for the latest bills. The tougher the mark, the better the reward. Hunt what you like or nothing at all. However, you may only undertake hunts designated appropriate for a member of your current status, a novice. The clan is disinclined to allow unproven hunters to commit suicide by mark. Once you have achieved a sufficient measure of success, you'll be permitted to pursue more dangerous fiends. Do not try to die before then. Do try not to die before then. Alright. Clan Nutsy Hunts, now accessible. We gotta go to the Musicalis place, right? On behalf of Dalfort, I have the liquor right here. You'll be delivering this to a customer at the Catenaries, right? In that case, you do well to speak with the manager there. He's a helpful sort, should make sure it gets to the right person. Where is this place? How might I be of service? I see. That guest is somewhat indisposed, I'm afraid to say, but I will ensure that the liquor is delivered into his hands if you entrust it to me. As to his condition, it does seem to be rather severe. His cries echoed through the corridors late into the evening. Judging by what I have glimpsed, I fear that it is a mere matter of time ere he turns. But you need not concern yourself with that. Rest assured that we have matters well in hand here. A matter of time before he turns, you say. I suppose that does explain it. It's hardly a wonder that he turned to drink. I'm sure you would agree. In the throes of such agony and despair, what's a man to do? I know not if it will bring him solace in the end, but nevertheless I thank you for making the delivery. Alright, and if we look at our map... Alright, that's currently all the quests we can do over here. This is... leave quests. On those, I'm assuming... will have to be crafted in hand. That's over in the rookery again. A lot of stuff in the rookery. Oh, I can't jump off that. Good thing I can't. Yeah. Tradeswoman, eh? You've got the look about you. Interested in putting those skills of yours to use under taking a leave or two? It's all above board, all handled under us, the auspices of the Crystal X Arch. Worry not. We process and dole out a mountain of leaves every day. Register with us and you can pursue the open ones at your leisure. You'll be compensated too, in case you were afraid of running... in case we were running for some sort of charity. So, shall I put your name down in the ledger? Right then, Lisbeth Rylander, was it? Let me just finish filling out this remaining bit of paperwork and then you'll be all set. Crystarium leaves now available. You may now undertake Crystarium leaves by speaking with whatever that name is. Alright, good. I'm not going to do anything right now. But that is all of the leaves here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave this part off here. And then we will be back to continue our search with LSA a little bit later. Catch you soon. Bye.